Well now, everyone, as the village elder of the village of Uphill Both Ways, I will not lie to you. Things are indeed looking somewhat troubling. We do indeed have quite a few threats that are currently hanging heavy over our heads. Sickness has made itself known to our village, and we may have to have a reckoning about that after not having enough food to go around for several days, which has weakened many of our pips. And unfortunately, we have also gained quite a sense of fear and lost our sense of hope due to the sacrifices that the poor bunnies of the land have had to make just in trying to keep us alive for another day. And if that wasn't enough, my villagers, we also are facing a doom-level threat of cold in just a few days. We are desperately building as many of the wood collecting and the bonfire places as possible to try to fight against such a fate. We are desperately planting as many of the seeds for tomatoes as possible to try to prevent that fate. But I cannot guarantee that the outcome will be a positive one. However, we are going to do our best. So, with that said, let me see if I can prevent anyone from eating that and no one starves. Let's see if that goes into the barbecue. Okay, good. With all of that said, let us carry on and do our best to survive after I have talked smack about like how hard everything was on hard mode. Now I'm about to eat some like humble pecan pie, I think. Maybe it'll taste good with our figs of prophecy. Or not figs, oh my gosh, plums of prophecy. Oh, see, my mind is so scrambled. But alright guys, we're gonna do our best to try to survive. I will be amongst some of the first to admit that things are looking a little bit hairy. Oh no, and now we're starting to get the snow piling up because of the event that's going on. Who knows how long it'll be before the snow stops. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're still upgrading this bonfire. We are getting that bonfire going. We're desperately in need of more bonfires. I don't think we can do anything about the sickness or really about the fear at all. Because we could get like, what, 7 fear? Like 7 tackled? If we had people to focus on that, but we really kind of don't. Yeah, we don't have enough hemp for that. And then, oh, thank goodness. So there's a lot of tomatoes we could be gathering right now. But ironically, we might want to stay just at like maintenance on the tomatoes for a minute because we're going to need, let's see, we haven't attracted a new bunny into here yet. Oh dear. I think I need somebody over here. Collecting some of this. Actually, it might be more useful. Okay, here we go. All right, never mind me. We do have a lot of tomatoes coming up now, which is very good because that's going to help us out with not letting the village starve. We also need to continue to gather as much wood as we can. We need to make sure that we have as many bonfires as we can get to try to be able to survive the oncoming season. Let's see, and we'll have to gather wood over here too. We've got as much going on over here as we can for food. Poor bunnies. I mean, because this is 14 and the highest I could get is like 8 more food from over here. So yeah, we're gonna have to rely on the sacrifices of the rabbits just a little bit longer and see if we can go ahead and focus just all of our efforts on not starving right now. And also on making sure that we have enough wood to be able to try to build some bigger things and also to burn things down so that we can try very desperately to not freeze to death. Okay. I honestly have no idea how fate may like work out for us, but we're trying. Yay! Okay, so at least we have one large bonfire built now. We still need like stones. Oh, what's going on here? A new bunny! Is that just a little random... Oh, wild expansion. Animals expand to close by territories. Okay, I'm gonna take that, like I think we have bunnies over here now too. I'm gonna take that as a sign that like the forest gods not happy. There have to be consequences, like our fear for having to eat so many of the bunnies, but they are trying to provide for us in their own way. All right, so that's growing over there. And we need somebody working, one of the watchers working this bonfire. We have that bonfire working. We need 84 more heat to fight this threat. We have a 0% chance right now of a good event. Oh my gosh. All we can do is just try to just barely even begin to scrape the surface of attempting to get a good event for this. Okay. All right. Can we upgrade any more bonfires? I only have one more bonfire that I could upgrade because I only have one more watcher available. Unless I start training another watcher right now. I might do that. Okay, no handyman available. Okay. So, Voskri, I think that you are going to be trained as another watcher. Please do not make that fan move. Don't even blink on it or like breathe on it because that will add to the cold power. But I'm probably going to need you. And then we'll go ahead and Pink Flamingo, if you could possibly... We need 2 stone, 12 wood for the large bonfire. Man, and... Oh man. We need so much wood. Okay, I'm gonna just need to keep the wood things going, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit interesting, to say the least. Well, we're still needing to make sure we gather plenty of tomatoes so that people will hopefully not have to eat too many of the bunnies. Because the bunnies need some time to go ahead. Okay, actually, what we might need to do... Oh man, and the fear event is already coming around the corner. Ginger Fury, we might need you over here. And then we might need another worker available rather than tomatoes over here. Because we'll get a lot more food that way. Oh dear. Yeah. So we'll get a lot more food from there. And I don't think we'll gather enough stone in time to do that and build a bonfire. So we're just gonna have you keep collecting wood, Marsh. All right. Well, in case that wasn't confusing enough, basically I'm having our poor pips run around in circles. The sacrifice of the bunnies shall not be forgotten, but it needs to be gotten at least one more day so that we can try very desperately to go ahead and to make the most of what has been given to us by the poor bun-buns to stretch out food for our villagers with the the barbecues. And I'm gonna try to be a little bit more cognizant on explaining everything that happens to you, of course, because I'm a little flustered since it looks like doom is upon our heads, but somehow or another we will simply have to do our best with this. Whew, okay. All right, we've got another watcher trained. Guess I didn't need that if we're not going to be able to build a bonfire in time, but it was hopeful thinking. It was hopeful thinking. All right. Well, villagers, this is a good lesson in how we needed sacrifices in the beginning to be able to take care of the sacrifices here. Oh dear. Okay. So 3 people are terribly sick from a very bad belly disease for 10 days. Pips are not immune to sickness, and sometimes an outbreak can wreak havoc on a village. Ah, yes, so, sickness, indeed. Cured at the pharmacist stand and the fruit infuser. Can't work either. Lasts for several days. Might result in death if not cured, maybe? Okay. Also might become something that spreads through the village. Okay. Okay. This... also, unfortunately, not good. Let's see. And so, wow. Okay. Let's think. To cure our villagers of sickness, heals 2 6 pips with an infusion. We need to research the fruit infuser. Absolutely need to research that. I don't know if we have any fruit. Oh my gosh. But we don't have any fruit. I don't think chestnuts count as fruit. With no fruit and no medical herbs on hand, because I haven't found any, and it's only like the medical herbs are only available to gather in the summer. Does a chestnut count as, it counts as a fruit? Okay. Okay. Gizmossy Chaos, I need you to really think hard about this, please, because we really need to make sure we can have that taken care of as quickly as possible too. But we are desperately going to need to keep working on, oh my word, okay, on trying to keep the heat going. There's no way we can fight it. There's no way, is there? The big doom event. There's no way, especially now that like so many of our people are not able to work. Oh my gosh. Also, no. We're gonna stop that right over there. Please, Pseudofishy, do not make any cold element. We don't need that added to the pile. We're already burning everything we can burn. We're gathering what we can gather. I mean, tomatoes, unfortunately, they don't count as a fruit, I don't think. No, they count as vegetables because heathens. And who's gathering hemp right now? Oh, that was from breaking down the fan. I was about to whop somebody on the head. I was about to be like, now's not the time. Okay. Fear is also descending upon our village. Oh my. Oh dear. Uh-oh. I think they're scared, like sickness, disease. Have we gained the wrath of the gods? Pips demand more resources for themselves, otherwise they threaten for a strike. We don't have simple food. You can have it. Like, there you go. Does that count as like the tomatoes and things? Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Except not thank goodness? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If the pips needed to strike and have more food because they're upset, donation request, that's all right. I can cope with that. And simple food apparently does count as just tomatoes and things. So that means I could have actually had one of these other, there was something I didn't build because it needed simple food to be able to be taken care of. Was it the Solus buffet? It was the Solus buffet, I think. I didn't build it because I thought simple food meant bread, and it doesn't. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So. Okay. Let's see. There's no more bunnies available over here, unfortunately. People are still quite sick. I hope more people are not getting sick. Let's see. There's a lot of tomatoes, but not enough to really go around and feed everyone, unfortunately. Including the bunny that I need to grow up. And we're not even close, nowhere close, to fighting this heat event. And we're not going to be able to do it. No matter what we throw at it, we're not going to be able to do it. Okay, if that's the case, we're going to need to pivot. We're going to need to go ahead and just admit that's not happening. We're not going to be able to make it so that we don't face down this really tremendously bad event. And we're going to need to just put all of the effort that we do have into other things, like preparing more food, being able to make sure that we have seeds incoming to be able to replant things when the time comes, making sure we have water, trying to make the most of what poor food we do have from the poor bunnies if we need to. And then trying to research for the copper and everything else that we're going to need. I think that we're just going to have to do that. We're gonna have to give up on facing down this cold avalanche because there's just no way we can 8 against 19. We can't even hold our ground. Boy. Boy. This is getting interesting. Not in a fun way either. And if there is another fear event around the corner, we need to be gaining some sort of hope, or else things are going to get really prickly. Chestnut tree. A juicy inside, hidden inside a spiky shield. I always wondered, why did the old tree hate everyone? I could relate. Okay, so it'll grow for half of autumn. We'll need to get at least one of those put down. And if we have to give up on everything else, like, we really are going to turn our attention back to copper then. And then we're going to turn our attention to, let's see, Gizmossy Chaos, if you could go ahead and take some notes so we can research this copper as quickly as possible. That would be fantastic, because if we can make glop out of these tomatoes, we just might make it. We just might make it. And if we could have Nature of Gaming and Maru Mellow, let's actually remove this tree. And we are going to go ahead and plant chestnut trees. Require, oh well, maybe we won't remove that tree then. The chestnut trees require stone terrain within 1. So like this is the only spot we could put it, unfortunately. We need more seeds and we need more water for that. So now that that's done, let's see. We need all of the knowledge we can gain right now. We kind of need all of the tomatoes we're gaining, but I'm going to have to plant at least 1 chestnut tree if we're going to get fruit for the fruit infuser. Ah, that's right, for the fruit infuser, to cure the people who are sick and to try to prevent them from potentially dying. Ah, and also bringing more sickness into the village every day. Okay, and also I need somebody to work on a little bit of hope at some point soon, or else we're going to be in a bit of trouble. So maybe, because I have enough for the fruit infuser, but then that'll help out with... Okay, look. We're just going to take it. And we're just going to do our best. That's all one can do, after all. That is all one can do. This is so fun. It's so challenging now, and I love that. But that is the life lessons one does gain as an elder of these villages. Perhaps the spirits seem to be working against us this time, but perhaps we will be able to learn lessons that even if we are not able to survive, perhaps those lessons will go onwards to our children's children's children, and uphill both ways the second. Okay, so fruit infusers, we need to get it built, and we need somebody to be trained as a healer there. And then we can start curing people if we had fruit. To get fruit, we need that chestnut tree to grow. So we're gathering all of the tomatoes we can at the moment. I desperately need to get more planted, I think. The bunnies are over here again. Okay, that means we can pull somebody off tomato duty just for a minute, because that'll actually save some tomatoes. Oh dear. All right, let's see. In fact, it won't save as many tomatoes. Will that save? No. Okay. There we go. And then actually, if I pull you off of tomato duty, can I save the tomatoes? No, still can't really save the tomatoes. All right. You come down here. Okay, well, once again, we find ourselves in somewhat of an interesting conundrum, where at least we now know about the fruit infuser. I need to see if somebody can try to get that built. And we're about to research the copper mine, thank freaking goodness. And I think I'm gonna need to have pseudo fishy. We are getting rather desperate for a little bit of health. We need a health maker within 1. Do I have a health maker? I don't have a health maker yet. Oh. Okay. Okay, it is definitely one thing after another. This is kind of amazing. I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely an interesting situation that we continue to find ourselves in. Let's try this. So let's go ahead, and we're gonna need to build a Solus buffet before I can build that fruit infuser, but maybe that'll give time for the chestnut tree to grow. And then let's carry on. I also need somebody to spend a little bit of time in the peace tent. Oh man, a lot of time in the peace tent, or else we're gonna have another fearful event happen. But that's gonna be after the doom anyway. Oh my gosh. What are you doing, Marsh? Marsh? Oh, thank goodness. He went to meditate in the forest. Thank you, Marsh. He's trying his hardest to go ahead and give us what he can for survival. I don't know if meditation is going to fill our bellies and get us out of this, especially now that the snow has landed on our hope makers, the days before I needed it to generate every bit of hope that it could offer. Ah, well then. Okay. We're one step closer to the furnace at the very least, but many, many, many steps away from other things that we might need in order to survive. But we shall simply have to continue to try to do our best. So, thank you guys so much for joining me as we carry on with the chaos here in our village of Uphill Both Ways. It is indeed somewhat chaotic, but we're just going to do our best. And I will see you guys next time. How on earth am I gonna get enough hope here? Oh my gosh.